The procedure that we're going to do today is done through a tiny little incision like this. The patients can be playing golf again in two weeks.
그 세계적 유명한 닥터 윌슨과 얘기를 할 예정인데 닥터 윌슨에 대해 본인 소개 좀 부탁드리겠습니다.
Well, good morning. My name is Dr. Steve Wilson. I've been teaching how to do prosthetics for 53 years. This is probably my 20th visit to Korea. Beginning in 1989 was the first time I came here. And over the years, Korea has become a very good business for penile implants. At one point in time in the 90s, it was the second highest volume country in the world, second only to the United States. So it's not that now, but there's a whole new population of young doctors like Dr. Lim who are coming into their own and doing a lot of implants. So we anticipate that Korea will be one of the highest volume countries in the world again very quickly.
53년 동안 프랙티스를 오신 걸로 알고 있는데 그동안에 여러 가지 그 임플란트에 대한 역사가 좀 있을 것 같아요. 그걸 간단하게 좀 설명 부탁드리겠습니다.
Well, the implant has undergone great changes over the years, and it's been around so long that it has actually become the most dependable implant that can be placed in a human. It's more dependable, which when I say more dependable, that means that it is less likely to break in your lifetime. So it's less likely to break and require another surgery than hips, knees, heart valves, breasts, lenses, you name it, any other implant that we place in humans. So that's the advantage of it being around for 53 years. It just keeps getting more and more dependable. And the surgery has gotten much less invasive. The procedure that we're going to do today is done through a tiny little incision like this. The patients can be playing golf again in two weeks. It's totally invisible in your body. You could take a shower in the locker room in front of 10 men and no one would know you had it. So it's invisible, it's very dependable, and it's very little morbidity or discomfort after the surgery.
여기서 이제 많이 새로 나온 그런 리지콘이 이제 새로 개발되어 있는데 그 리지콘의 장점에 대해서 좀 설명 부탁드리겠습니다.
Well, there is a real advantage because the other two companies are multi-billion-dollar companies, and those companies, the penile implant is a tiny little bit of their business, less than 1% of their revenue. So they don't spend much time on it. Whereas the Rigicon, which has only been available since 2019, it is owned by a urologist, and it is populated by very experienced urologists like me who keep it changing all the time so that it is dependable as the other two, but has advantages for both the surgeon and for the patient. So it's truly a doctor's implant, and it's owned by a small family company. It's manufactured in America, but the owners is a Turkish urologist. And so that gives us the advantage that we can quickly fix things which occur because it is a new implant. So I think that gives us a real advantage. And the nice thing about the Rigicon implant is that it is good for the small, thin penis, and it's also good for the large penis, whereas the competitors, they are either good for one or the other, but it doesn't fit everybody. So that's a real advantage.
제가 듣기로는 이게 거드뿐만 아니라 랭스닝에도 효과가 있다고 그렇게 들었는데 어떤 원리가 있을까요, 그게?
Yeah, well, that's a real advantage because the competitors' girth and lengthening model is not very good. And it's been a monopoly for one of the companies because the other competitor doesn't make one. So they really haven't spent any time on that. And it's not as good as it should be. The other company's length and girth model loses rigidity as it lengthens. But the Rigicon is made out of a brand new fabric. And so when it lengthens, it also maintains the rigidity, and rigidity is maintained by girth. So the competitor, when it lengthens, it loses girth. But Rigicon, when it lengthens, it maintains its girth. So the penis is quite rigid, which is what we all want.
정말 좋은 거 좋은 기계 소개시켜서 감사하고 이런 기계를 사용했을 때 환자들이 그 이후에 관리는 어떻게 하는 게 더 좋을까요?
Actually, we don't cut any muscles. So the major thing of importance is that in the first 48 hours, the patient must be very, very still and quiet and sit with an ice bag on his scrotum. Because the scrotum, which is where we put the implant, is like the eyelid. If I hit you with minimum force, you get a black eye. If I hit you with the same amount of force on your arm, nothing happens. The scrotum and the eyelid are exactly the same. So if you are careful and quiet for 48 hours after the surgery, you will have very, very little pain because the incision is only about that big. But if your scrotum swells up with fluid or blood because you've been too active, then you will have a lot of discomfort. So we always tell the patient, please, do not do anything for 48 hours. Just sit on the couch and watch TV and have your wife serve you.
Like king. 고맙습니다. 오늘 이렇게 방문해줘서 정말 감사하고 또 기회가 되면 또 인터뷰 한 번 더 했으면 좋겠습니다. 정말 감사합니다. 방문해주셔서.
Of course. I plan on coming once a year. I have a fellowship here, so that I sponsor for 3 young doctors from other countries to come here and work with one of our Korean urologists. So I'll be here every year.
Yes, I'll see you next year. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.